Want to hear a ghost story? So this isn't my story, but it's my mom's story, and it happened when she was living in England in let's say like 1985. So she was dating this guy at the time. His name was Hassan, and he was going on a trip to the countryside with his family, and so he invited my mom to go with them. So they were driving from London to somewhere towards Scotland, and they stopped for the night at sort of this like remote hotel it's currently called the Grand at Grasmere, but back then it was called something else, but still the same hotel. They didn't have a reservation. They were just hoping to, get a room for the night, and they had a large party. It was Hassan, his brothers, his sisters, and his parents, so they had to get multiple rooms. They had gotten there kind of late in the evening, and the clerk had told them that they only had 2 rooms left at the hotel. One was going to be for the parents and the sisters, and then another one for the brothers. There wasn't enough room in the parents/sisters room for my mom to also stay in there because it was pretty crammed as it was. And Hassan's family was very strict Muslim, so they didn't want my mom sleeping in the same room as Hassan and his brothers. So the clerk was like, well, we do have 1 room left in the basement. We don't really rent it out to people because, it's in the basement. We don't really use that room, but literally like a scary movie. He was like, but if you don't mind, we could rent that room out to you and you could sleep in that room, talking to my mom. So my mom got that room, and she was going to be sleeping in there all by herself. So she went in the room, checked in, and she immediately got the feeling that something was wrong. There was a window up towards the ceiling because it was a basement, and she looked out the window and saw a bunch of sheep out in the yard grazing, but they were all black sheep and they just looked very eerie. She made eye contact with one of the sheep and just got this sinking feeling in her gut, and the room began to smell of sulfur. She said she was getting major creeps, and she went in for a shower, and she said the entire time she was in the shower she felt like there was somebody watching her even though she was in the room alone. And at one point she heard the bathroom door creaking open, so she was like, Hassan, is that you? There was nobody there. Just a feeling of being watched and a feeling of doom. She was getting ready for bed, and when she was laying in the bed, she said that she kept feeling somebody watching her and like an evil presence around her, but obviously there was nobody there. So she just pulled the covers over her head and was just trying to close her eyes and go to sleep. She didn't even want to look around the room because she was scared at what she might see. She ended up not being able to sleep, so she went out and slept in the lobby for the rest of the night. She told the clerk that she was sleeping there because she didn't want to sleep in the room, like something was off about that room. And he said other employees have said the same thing, and that's why they don't really rent the room out. The next morning they were getting ready and they were about to hit the road again, and everybody gathered in my mom's hotel room, waiting for my mom to be done or something, I guess. I don't know. But they decided to take a group photo. My mom said she was really feeling her outfit that day, so she was excited to get the photos developed. When she saw the photo, standing behind my mom was the figure of a nun. It was just sort of a blob, smoky almost, and it was clearly a nun wearing a nun's habit, but my mom said it was really tall, 7 or 8 feet. She doesn't have the photo anymore.